I'm going to show you how to make an ocean bridge so that you can actually walk over to these abandoned islands on the map. So these islands are right here on the map. It's on the back side of the island, all the way in the corner. There are these islands off the shore that you can build on. And I'm going to show you how to build an actual bridge over the ocean so you can get to them, and just how to build ocean bridges in general. Now, unfortunately, even with an ocean bridge, you will not be able to get your companions to come over here, because they glitch out and do not want to go past the shore of the ocean. And I think the reason for this is their like navigation mesh doesn't go beyond the actual landscape of the game. So this is unfortunately as far as we can get Kelvin to go. But at least for us, we can now make these awesome ocean bridges anywhere we want on any water that doesn't freeze in the winter. Additionally, you can build these on water that does freeze in the winter, or any water that's too deep to build with the standard water building method. So to build this bridge across the ocean like this, we're going to have to do a few different things and use some advanced building tech and knowledge and know-how. The first thing, though, is that ideally you'll start with just a normal building on water pier like this until you can't go any further. And then you're going to do what we're going to talk about, just because it saves time and effort and like resources. But in the case of this video, I'm just going to show you the hardcore way, just because it'll be more fun that way for you as a viewer. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a lean-to. Now, you're going to look at it and rotate it until that platform is off to the side at a 90-degree angle. Then you're going to try to line this up with where you're trying to go. So in this case, I want to line it up with that house. And then you're going to go out into the water until you start swimming. So right around here is where I start swimming. Then we're going to back it up, and we want to make sure we can just reach the first one from here. So we'll put it like right here. And now go ahead and click and place it. And you don't actually have to build the whole thing for a lot of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to this and slowly start funneling resources onto it in order to build a platform. Okay, so about 15 logs later or so, we have something like this. So now we are all done with this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see this side like that. Okay, we had to put that many to get that right one to appear because it did the front and the back first and then the side, which unfortunately has to be that way, because that side platform will block us from building another. So now we're going to build this so that we can actually get up there. And now we can go and we can jump onto... Okay, we can try not to miss that. We can get on this and we can jump onto this. And it's going to be really hard to see, but you slowly creep your way up till you're like this and you can see again. And then you're going to go like this, and you're going to open up the build menu, look at the lookout tower, and you're going to put down another one that's hopefully in building range, but as far as you can go, something like maybe... I don't know, this? Yeah, that's good. And then you're just going to go ahead and keep funneling logs. So the painstaking process now of going and grabbing logs and then making this jump. And if you miss and you fall in the water, you lose your logs, which almost pretty much just happened right there, but I wasn't deep yet. But later on, that'll happen a lot. So you're going to go like this, go over here, and you're going to place the logs. Careful, because when you place the logs, you slightly move forward every time, so it'll eventually fall off. So be careful of not falling off. And now we're going to build up that one until it's above the water and we can jump on it too. All right, so we have that one to where it's above the water with a level side platform for us to jump onto. And so now we're going to get on top of this one, try to find our way to the edge, and we're going to repeat the process. But it won't work like this forever. At a certain point, it'll get to where we look straight down and the thing will be shot out like that. In that case, we're going to do some fancy stuff in the water. But for now, we're going to keep going and keep these as straight as possible until we can't do this anymore. So I'm going to put another one right here. Looks good. I'm going to go ahead and build this one up now. Oh, we got the next one built up. It's starting to get deep. We might only be able to do another one or two of these before we got to build up 2 layers instead of 1. And that's when the resource cost is going to start to get much more obnoxious to build these. But we will be undoing a lot of these later on. But I don't know if we'll even be able to retrieve the logs. I know we can, but it would just not be worth our time to retrieve the logs at a certain point because they're out in the water after we disassemble. All right, we got the next one built up. Gonna try to jump across and not fall if we can. Crouch walk to the end. Starting to get pretty deep. We'll see if we can do another now, which we should be able to. Okay, we're all good. Gonna do another. Okay, so this is looking like the last one that we'll be able to do on the cheap, but we'll see if we'll be able to stand on it. Thankfully, we can still stand on this one, but the next one we are not going to be able to stand on probably if this goes downhill more, which I suspect it does. So let's go ahead and build us another tower, and the next one's going to have to go a whole nother layer higher. All right, so we ran into a little bit of an issue, which is why now is as good of a time as any to run a test. So what we're going to do is we're going to place down, I think we can just do this with 2 of these logs, and we go to our backpack, grab a rope, and then try to stand on this. There we go. We just want to get that sideways arrow. And now what we can do is we can swim out into the ocean and see how far can this rope go. So once it turns red, that's going to be the furthest we can go. So it looks like we can go a decent amount further. Wow, we can actually go extremely far with this rope. I didn't realize how far that can go. So we can build another tower or two, which is really good because my towers were slightly off center from where I want to go, and they're going to run into my pier. So I still have time to adjust this over the next two towers in order to get this more the angle I want. I just need to rotate them a little bit. The other problem we have is this one is so high that I can't jump onto it. So I'm going to have to build up this one a little bit and try to get these side ones to be two higher. Let me just skip ahead and show you what I mean about that. So here's what I mean. I put these logs on, and it's going to do that. And then, I don't know, it put it in a really weird order, but whatever. Something like this, and then you're good enough. You don't want to build any higher because then you'll have the same problem on the previous one. So then we're going to try to jump onto this. It's really hard to see what we're doing. Going to go onto this. I guess on the edge is good enough. This is why you want to build these as close as possible. I'll make sure I'm not crouched. And then try to jump across. Oh my gosh. And that's what we're going to have to do every single time we build now, which makes it get extremely difficult from this point on. But it's still doable. So now I was talking, I need to readjust the angle of these things. So I want to have this. So the first rope bridge, I want it to go and connect to this next one I'm making. That'll then be lined up with the shore instead of the pier. So in order to do that, I'm just going to rotate this a little bit and try to get this a little bit more lined up like this maybe. Yeah, that looks like it will work probably. And then I want to get as close as I can. And now you're starting to see the issue of we can't really get a whole lot closer anymore. Like it's starting to get harder and harder the deeper we get to get close. But we can do it, and we'll put it... Let me double check one more time. You want to be 100% sure. Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll do it like this, and then we'll place this down right here. And now we have to painstakingly put logs down onto another lookout tower. All right, so we got the next one done. We may want to consider doing the rope bridge now, but in order to do the rope bridge, I wanted to see this if we could actually do this. Maybe we can do this if we add that last layer of log, and it'll count as the top one. We'll have to see. Okay, I might have been able to do this before, but either way, I got it now. We're going to go ahead and click that rope right there, and then we're going to jump back, or we could swim back. It doesn't really matter, but we just got to get back. Running is faster until we fall. And then if we want to, we can go ahead and try to attach it to the shore, although it looks like maybe now it's too far. So, I don't know. The other one seemed to have been lying or something. Maybe it's because it's higher. We lost some height because of the diagonal, the way this works. So if we want to attach it, we're going to have to do it now, and we're going to have to do it from... some kind of structure that we build right around here. So we're going to have to remove this, and we're going to have to build a wall right here to attach this to, and then make like a small little pier to attach it to. But we're going to have to attach it now. The next one will not be able to reach comfortably near the shore. All right, so we got the pier done, and you're going to see something like this at this point. This probably cost total, all of this combined, like 100 logs or something. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go along here, and we're going to get a rope. So let's grab a rope. And we're going to try to see if we can, grab one from the side like that, and then jump across. We're going to actually have to make these jumps if we want to do it as is right now. But realistically, I actually don't want to do it right now. I want to finish this lookout platform before I do it, or else it's going to look really ugly. I think I could go ahead and attach it now, but just to be safe, I'm going to build the lookout platform, lookout tower, and then we're going to attach it. All right, so now the lookout tower is done. So now we just got to make this jump one more time. The hardest part's right there. All right. There we go. So now we're going to attach it. That was the right one, so we're going to attach it right there and then do the other one or whatever. It just figures itself out on its own. Now, the easy part, we can go to the shore and we can actually build this as we walk instead of making crazy jumps. Then after that, we're going to look at disassembling all these, and you'll see the, the bad news. All right, so we basically can't even build on this thing until we disassemble all these things because their building interfaces get in the way, and it's very hard to build. So now it's time to do this. If you want to try to salvage the logs, you can, but you disassemble, all your logs are going to go into the ocean. You can attempt to salvage them by pushing them back to shore, but it's just unfortunate that this is the cost we pay, the price we pay in order to make one of these ocean bridges, and there's not really much we can do about it, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and tear down all of these lookout towers, except for the last one that we built, and then I'm going to get started on that bridge. So again, if you want to try to save these logs, you can, but it's going to take a long time. It's probably worth your time, though. But yeah, it's going to take a long time to push all these back to shore. If you do want to push them back to shore, though, it's as simple as literally just doing this, though. But it will take a while to save all your logs, so keep that in mind. And you might want to save them like every 3 lookout towers, because there's a maximum number of logs that can... There's a maximum number of logs that can exist in the world at a time as freeform logs. So as you can see here, there's only that many logs, when realistically I probably used twice that many logs. It's just that they all disappeared when I started disassembling the later ones. But either way, you can do that if you want to save them. But now we can grab logs and we can start working on this actual rope bridge that goes out across the ocean. So this one's pretty easy now because we just get to walk as we go, and then we get to go back and grab logs and just keep rotating around and doing this until our rope bridge is completed. All right, so now the rope bridge is completed. It's going to look something like this. It's a little off center, unfortunately, which if you're this far, you're pretty committed. You're not going to go back to try to fix something like that. Now, if you want it to look a little cleaner, we can remove these. You can remove all these planks and remove the strut and remove that side piece, and it'll make it look a little bit more normal looking. And then you could also lift up these logs, remove the rope, and then put over these things so it's just like an actual flat piece, which I'm actually going to do. So we're going to take this, we're going to get rid of the rope, and then we're going to take 2 of these, and we're going to put these over like this, and then we're going to remove all of these. And then we're going to remove the corner pieces, which makes the other one fall down. And now it looks more like an actual bridge. So now I don't know, I shouldn't say easy part because it's all terrible, but it's not going to be as bad as you think. So what we can do now is we can do one like this, and now let's go see how far this rope can go before it breaks. So that's going to determine what we do next. So we can go out like this, and it looks like it can go to right about here. So it looks like we're going to have to build more lookout towers, but we don't have to go as deep. But at the same time, if you want it to look symmetrical on this particular river, you'd want to go way deeper and build like lookout towers all the way to like right here or something, and then complete it. But in this case, I'm just going to go the easier way. We're just going to worry about connecting it at all. So we're going to build lookout towers until this rope can connect one right around here somewhere. Now we got the same process as before. We're going to try to line up. We're going to try to rotate this, make sure it's as square as possible. It's going to be very difficult to get it just right, but get it as good as you can. And then go ahead and start building right where the line is of the water. So right here where we start swimming, go back to where we're standing, and then we'll start the first one right here somewhere. Let me double check that that's lined up. I think it's a little off. Maybe it's really hard to tell. You just got to do as good as you can. All right, and then go ahead and put it down, and then we're going to start putting logs on and get the little foundation of this one built up. And this one we can actually stand on right away, so we can go straight to the next one, actually. So now we're going to go for the next lookout tower, and we're going to do it like right here, and now we're just going to do the process, keep grabbing logs, building bases until we can stand on them, and then doing the next lookout towers again. All right, so we got the next one built. We're going to repeat the process again. Try to creep over here, not fall off. Get the next lookout tower placed. Make sure we're still lined up kind of square. Keep adjusting as necessary. Go ahead and put the next one down and then get to building. All right, so the next one's done. We're going to jump across, and now at this point, we're going to lay down the foundation for the next one. Make sure this one's square because I think this is going to be the one we're going to attach to maybe. So let's go take a look. I think this is pretty square. And now we're going to go back and test it again to see if we can actually reach it. All right, so also now would be the time to double check from this side if that other lookout tower is actually going to be lined up in square, because you can't go back after this one, but that one can be like undone and then done again. So let's go ahead and try to place this, see how far the rope can go, and see if this is the one we need or if we need to go further than this. It looks like we're actually not even there yet. So we actually got to do this one, and then we got to do one more maybe. Okay, so I got the last one built, and I'm trying to figure out now how to square this one. So I think like this maybe, bring it in, and then stamp so I can see where the hell I'm at, and I'll do it like, hopefully I can reach that. That, I can reach it. Okay, so we're going to build this one up, and then we're going to connect that to that. All right, so we got it built, but now we have an issue of there's no way to get to it once we connect to the other one. So once we come from there to here, we can't climb this rope without dropping the rope we're doing. So instead what we can do is start from this one. So we'll climb up like this, and then we'll go to our inventory, and we'll grab a rope. And now we're going to go over here, and we're going to attempt to find that. There we go. And now what will happen here is, unlike the zip line, this rope will not break. Instead, it just turns red. It just goes red once you've gone too far. I really hope this reaches, or else I just build a whole lookout tower for no reason. Okay, so you'll keep swimming. It won't break. You can go the whole distance, and then you can wrap back around and come in from the side that's already built. And then you can come over to it like this, and hopefully, I really hope this reaches. Oh, it reached. It's a miracle. Oh, that was so close. And I just got to find the other one. There we go. And now we can do the same process as before and build out this bridge. And now that the bridge is complete, we can run across it. And now it's time to pick up these ones over here, and we have to make a foundation for the bridge on the other shore. And then after that, we reconnect it, and we're going to be pretty much done. So the first thing we do is attach a rope and test to see where we can go. Looks like we can only go to here, which is sad. I was thinking about attaching it up right there, but that's fine. We'll just go ahead and build something right around here to connect it to. Make sure it's square. I'm going to go ahead and build a platform. You really want to take your time here and make sure you get this lined up as square as possible, because there's sort of going back, but ideally you don't have to go back on it. So we're going to cut that like that. We're going to place this over the top then to get a level platform and just keep on building this out. Okay, so we built a little pier right here to connect it to, so let's get out there and connect this rope bridge. All right, so we're going to connect it here. We're going to go for a swim. We're going to head over to the pier that we built for the connection, and then we're going to connect the two things, and let's go ahead and build out this bridge. All right, and it's done. The bridge is horribly off-center, but hey, it's a bridge across the ocean. The last thing I'm going to do to tidy this up is I'm going to remove this. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do this on my case. Is we're going to get rid of these. We're going to get rid of these. We're going to put these back in this place. Take off this last one, throw it, get rid of the corner struts. And now we have this bridge. It's a shame it wasn't more symmetrical, but you know, on your game, you can go ahead and make it symmetrical. This is just a tutorial to teach you how to make one of these bridges across the ocean. So now not only do we have the previous connection from the last video, but we also have this bridge, which is amazing. So look at that. Now we've connected it. If you want to know how to do any of the other stuff or build that house that I built on the island, then just check out the description of this video for a link to that video. That was my previous video. But yeah, this video, guys, now you know how to make this thing. If this video helped you out, though, definitely check out the description of this video. I have tons of other helpful Sons of the Forest videos, advanced building guides, all sorts of tricks, log dupe exploits, all sorts of cool things you can do. Also, if you want to support me, just check out Art Gallery Simulator on Steam. There's a link for that in the description of this video. It's a game that I'm making. Just go there and wishlist it, and that would help me out a lot. But there you guys go. Now you know how to make ocean bridges in Sons of the Forest.